You have said you would, quote, carpet bomb ISIS into oblivion, testing whether, quote, sand can glow in the dark.
Could you order airstrikes that would kill innocent children by not the scores, but the hundreds and the thousands?
It's actually merciful if you go ahead and finish the job.
Frankly, it's time that we punch the Russians in the nose.
Would you be prepared to shoot down that Russian plane and risk war with Russia?
Not only are we prepared to do it, I would do it.
I think if you're in favor of World War III, you have your candidate.
I believe with all my heart that our first priority must be world peace. And to maintain that peace requires strength.
I'm a Reagan Republican. I believe in a strong national defense. I believe in peace through strength. I think that intervention's not always the answer, and that some interventions lead to unintended consequences.
Use of force is always and only a last resort when everything else has failed.
Every time we have toppled a secular dictator, whether it was Iraq, Libya, Syria, Egypt, chaos has ensued and radical Islam has become more of a threat.
The Senate has just voted to give the Obama administration the authority it needs to train and arm members of the Syrian opposition, but not before certain senators voiced some very strong objections.
Sending arms to so-called moderate Islamic rebels in Syria is a fool's errand and will only make ISIS stronger.
So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes.
I warned that these arms might end up in the hands of jihadists, and that one day we might be forced to go back to fight against our own weapons. Within a year, that prediction came true.
ISIS rides around in $1 billion worth of U.S. Humvees.
It was a failure of leadership. I think if you want to be commander-in-chief, the bar you have to cross is, will you defend the country? Will you provide adequate security? It's the 6 months leading up to Benghazi where there were multiple requests for more security, and it never came. Had I been president at the time, and I found that you did not read the cables from Benghazi, you did not read the cables from Ambassador Stevens, I would have relieved you of your post. Her dereliction of duty should forever preclude her from higher office. I envision an America with a national defense unparalleled, undefeatable, and unencumbered by nation building. I say not one penny more to countries that are burning our flag.
I think we defeat terrorism by showing them that we do not fear them. As commander-in-chief, I will do whatever it takes to defend America. But in defending America, we cannot lose what America stands for.
No terrorist and no country will ever conquer us if we remain steadfast to the principles of our founding documents. We must protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Understand how the American people are responding to his courageous leadership. To Senator Paul's doing something that the last 4 years has happened far too little in this chamber, which is standing up and fighting for liberty.
This is a terrific performance of leadership, of courage, of stamina, of determination on the part of Senator Rand Paul.
Rand Paul is where the country is.
He's where the American people are right now.
Rand Paul, hands down, is fighting for the liberties and freedoms of people.
Rand Paul gave us a case study in what courageous, energetic leadership can be.
Are we going to so blithely give up our freedom? Or are we going to so blithely go along and just say, take it? Well, I'm not going to take it anymore.
It is time for principled leadership. It is time for knowledge, for experience, for compassion, for opportunity, for unity. It is time for a President Rand Paul.
Will you fight for freedom? Will you vote for freedom? It's time for a new president.